Joining me now is Ben MacQueen from Monash University's School of Political and Social Inquiry. Dr MacQueen, does this latest criticism from within the Arab League itself show just how pointless the whole monitoring exercise has been?
In a way, I mean, it is a monitoring exercise, and I think the Arab League might have set the bar of expectations too high. The scope of the mission, like you said, was a monitoring mission. It didn't really have any enforcement capacity. So the criticism coming about the lack of effect that it's had really does show, in a way, the futile nature of the mission itself.
And what about that allegation that, in fact, it's doing even worse? It's giving some camouflage to the regime. Is there actually evidence of that?
I tend not to buy into that. I think it's certainly showing the disconnect between the regime's statements and the realities on the ground. I think it's probably more than anything damaging the Arab League. The Arab League has traditionally been a very inactive, sort of quietist organisation, and it's come out and sort of tried to be a bit more engaged in issues in the region, but its lack of capacity to do anything about that has sort of been put into stark relief. I don't think there's any sort of and no one's operating under the assumption that the Syrian government is certainly denying reality, however, in terms of events on the ground.
So given that the Arab League seems incapable of making change from within, is there the opportunity for a change from without, I guess?
This is an issue that the Syrian opposition itself has been divided over. There were mixed statements coming out of some of the various opposition groups, the Syrian National Council, the National Coordination Committee, who are separate opposition bodies, as to the role of external powers in maybe promoting some change. It's going to be very difficult for other countries or the UN to step in and implement something like happened in Libya, as the opposition is much more divided in Syria and the regime in Damascus is still much more entrenched than Gaddafi's regime was. So it's a very, very difficult proposition.
Ben MacQueen, thanks for that insight.
Pleasure.